but also particularly the journey we've walked when it comes to implementing the Global Labor Program. So thank you very much for joining us. At this point, allow me to invite our country director, Sir Moses Chege. Karibu sana. Just a few remarks. Later on, we'll break for tea, and I'll advise on how we're going to have our breakfast. Thank you.
Thank you, Essie. Madam Waziri, directors present from the different counties, senior county officials, members of OPDs, colleagues from other organizations, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm lucky because of my height, at least you can see my face above the laptop. So that's an advantage of the height. So today we are very delighted to be joining Kefiado in the launching of the GESI report. This has been quite a journey for Kefiado, taking over 2 years. And I'm reflecting back to the time when we started this particular journey, because we wanted to find out what challenges are there. When you are feeling unwell, you go to visit a doctor so that he can diagnose before he prescribes a particular drug. And that is exactly what Kefiado has led us into doing, that we knew that we have gender challenges, we have gender issues within our two value chains, and we decided that we want to have a diagnosis. We want to have a better understanding of what the challenges are, so that when we prescribe, we can prescribe the right drug or the right medicine. And through the GESI report, we've been able to identify the gaps that are within the two value chains. And this particular report is not just for the benefit of the GLP project, but it speaks to issues beyond the GLP, to issues within the specific counties of Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Migori. And it's something that we believe will be very transformative, because it's something that we want to roll out together with the partners working in this particular law. So when I came in the morning, I was reflecting on the boards that have been put in front of us, and I can see that Kefiado is looking at addressing 6 of the SDGs. But I think if you look at the GESI report that we're going to be launching today, it is perhaps speaking to much more than the 6. It's speaking to even issues beyond the global labor education, because we know that once we deal with issues of equality, we are also able to deal with issues of access to education, which is not included here, over and above the 6 goals that are part of us. But one critical goal, which is very important for the launch today, is goal number 8, around livelihoods and economic empowerment, especially for women with disabilities. And the site savers, one of our key aims is to ensure that we don't leave anyone behind. If you think about gender, many times people relate gender to women, but gender is beyond women. Gender is also about male. So when you see Easter, it's not just about promoting women and girls, it is about gender, and gender can be both women and men. But in our context of particular importance and emphasis is the affirmative action that we need to have on women and girls to ensure that we're not leaving anyone behind. If you think of the genders that you have, and if you think of a 2-engine plane, you need both engines for the plane to fly and for it to be efficient. If one engine is not working, most of the times that particular plane cannot go far. And that's why it's critical to have both engines of both genders functioning at a very good level, so that our plane can be able to take off. So we need both women and men. The importance are the 5 pillars which have been noted in this particular report. The first one is the issue of awareness. Most of the challenges that we experience within our setup are because of awareness. Not everybody might be aware, and each and every in terms of discrimination. That are you aware that this is what women with disability feel in our communities, in our places of work, and the people that we interact with? The second thing that we are embarking on, working in partnership with KPI and making our contribution, is the issue of knowledge. That you can only enhance awareness if you have the knowledge. So one of the things that we're going to be doing working with KPI, also to work with OPDs and other actors, including the county governments, to enhance the knowledge on issues around gender and what is necessary to include, and specifically more women with disability. Because once you have knowledge, we say knowledge is power. And once you have the knowledge, you then understand and know what to do. The other critical issue that we also want to look at is leadership. We are very delighted as a country we progressed in terms of women leaders within the public space, within the private, and also within the non-profits. I was very delighted this morning when Easter introduced me to one of the board members, and we are saying that it's always good to see an individual who is young and upcoming sitting in the board of an organization, which was not the trend many years before. So again, we want to see a bigger role of women in leadership positions, because it is one of the areas which has not featured very well. We've made some progress, but we know we are not yet there. The other thing that we shall be looking at is the working conditions, which is of particular importance to the value chains that we work in, that are the working conditions of women, and especially women with disability. Do they then understand reasonable accommodation? How then do we enhance reasonable accommodation within these places of work? So that's something, again, with this particular team and other individuals beyond this particular room, we're going to be looking at enhancing training and also sensitizing the employers that we work with. The other area that we're going to be looking at is also the issue of discrimination. At times we talk about unconscious bias, which leads to discrimination. So again, we want to be deliberate, we want to be intentional around issues of inclusion and around issues of awareness to limit on any potential discrimination. As I wind up, I want to share a story which is very well known in this country by our Nobel laureate, Professor Wangari Maathai, when she talked about the hummingbird, and she said that the forest was on fire, and in the forest there are very big and powerful animals like the elephant with its trunk, there are the lions, there are the hippos, there are the lions, and when the forest was on fire, the big animals looked at the situation and they felt very helpless. But the hummingbird felt, I can do something about it. And it was speaking water with its beak and trying to put off the fire. And the big animals were asking the hummingbird, what are you trying to do? You want to tell us that with your beak you can be able to put off a forest fire, which we who are stronger and faster than you are unable to put off. But the hummingbird was never discouraged and said that I will do my best. The challenge in front of us may look big, but if each one of us does our best, we can make a change. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Many thanks, Sir Moses. As he was speaking, he mentioned about leadership. And I can confidently affirm that in this room, we have created spaces for some of our participants with disability to engage on leadership and mentorship. And it would be beautiful to hear their stories during our bilaterals. So we're going to have tea, but we'll do it per table so that we do not crowd the catering space. So kindly allow us to serve our guests in the front seats first. It's self-service. However, if there is any colleague who might not be able to reach the catering space, you can be assisted. Rachel, I don't know if the video is ready. While we are having tea, we'll have a video. Meanwhile, our skit team, please prepare yourselves to come in for some entertainment. During this time, I'd like us to at least get to know one another. So if the person you came here with, you're seated next to that person, consider shifting to another table so that you're able to network. Otherwise, karibuni sana for chai. For our online team, a video is being played at the moment. However, you can take this opportunity to also have yourself a cup of tea or take a washroom break. The skit team, kindly get ready to be on stage. So for our guests seated in the front table, please use the first catering space. Then for the rest, like I had mentioned, if you have a challenge accessing the catering space, we'll be able to assist you.
Line check, 1, 2.
Kindly, comrades, I'd like to request you to maintain a bit of order. We are having tea per table, so let us not crowd the catering space, please. As you take your tea, just a reminder that at the registration desk we have participant lists, which we are all subjected to sign. At the bottom of that list, we have a clause, a confidentiality clause. Any photos or videos that are taken during this engagement are only used for reporting purposes. The data you provide in that registration form will be stored in iCloud and in our databases and not shared with any third party. In the event that you object to this, kindly let us know so that we blur you when we're taking photos or videos, and we delete the data you've provided in the sheet immediately. We have a skit prepared for you. The team is prepping. In a short while, we'll have the play being performed.
We know all too well the challenges that farmers are facing every day, and there's significant impacts on their human rights, including exclusion, discrimination, restrictions on freedom of association.
Recording in progress.
Nairobi, apa nih kayaknya aku cek. So ginugusto ninyo ganan dengan acuhu kada booking KCB will release. So harga dua hari itu kan. Gua hari ini mau mana ya?
Together, we empower farmers and distributors to grow something to sell to the brewery. The crop is a key ingredient in selling to care lager.
Let us ensure we all have tea so that we are back on our seats. While we are having tea, we'll be having a skit being performed. So let us all ensure we have tea and we are back on our seats, probably in the next 2 minutes.
idea, so it only takes a couple of clicks.
dance music kidogo. Comrades, let us all settle down. I believe by now our online team is back. I'd like us to settle down, please, comrades. I believe the online team is now back. We have a short entertainment piece prepared for you. This should go for about 17 minutes or less. Thereafter, we'll invite our leadership from the different counties to share a few remarks. Just to remind ourselves, we have participant forms at the registration desk. At the bottom of those participant forms, we have a confidentiality clause stating on how your data will be stored and seeking your consent for photos and videos. In the event that any of you objects to that, kindly let us know so that when we're taking photos, we blur you, and for the information you provided in the participant form, it can be deleted. So for this special piece, allow me to invite the drama team to grace us with their performance. Karibuni.
I write to you this letter. I write to tell you as a disabled woman in business, I encounter countless challenges in establishing and running a successful business. I write to you of the challenge of finance, lack of access to training, lack of infrastructure for my kind of entrepreneurs, and even more compounded stigmatization and discrimination. Oftentimes, I feel disadvantaged comparing myself to my fellow non-disabled who are doing business like I am. I write to you. I write to you. I'm writing to you for the need of support and resources. I can be empowered to become a successful business owner despite these obstacles.
Not forgetting Madam Auma, who wants 10 cartons. Or, without forgetting our Madam Auma, who wants 10 cartons of milk. Not forgetting our new client, Mr. Kilozo. He promised at Manyatabi. He needs 20 rolls of tissue paper, 10 cartons of basil. Good morning, Madam Millionaire. The car headed to Manyata is ready with goods loaded. Oh, morning, Mushene. Let's just confirm from the orders from my WhatsApp page. Okay, we have one Mr. Mbulu who requires 10 crates of soda, 100 kilograms of cake, and a duck requires 10 pieces of shoe polish. We have one Mbulu who requires cereal and 40 kilograms maize. Lastly, we have a car with 40 pieces of pillow. Okay. On that route, I confirm your departure on Millionaire's Astro. Thank you. Hello, good morning, Amor.
Good morning, Madam Millionaire.
Any inquiries on our new store market?
Oh yes, our retail shop has 20 new queries. Just this morning, one Xperia shop owner is asking whether we stock fresh omena. There is also one manufacturer who wants us to stock their new dawa drink. Lastly, Tamu Unga wants us to stock their products.
Oh, fresh omena and we could work with any disabled fishmonger, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to support our women, our disabled women in business. Please, stick to our policy. Our first priority are women with disability. Do you agree with that?
Yes, madam. I will ensure that is appears.
Thank you so much.
I write to you the story of one disabled. She was thrown into the disability space while still a baby being vaccinated. She was injected with the wrong drug on her thigh, and since then, that leg has never been the same. It became a drug, so she dragged to school, dragged into retail business, but thought outside the box, doing retail business, but yet in a different way, and has a name, millionaire. 10 years later, we see her brand being led by disabled people, and that of which are making a difference. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, daughter. How was your night?
My night was awesome, and standing this morning.
Oh, thank you, daughter. You know, I was thinking about your birthday, and it's around the corner. What do you want Mama to buy for you?
Oh, yeah. Some celebrations coming up. What do you have up your sleeves, ma'am?
Daughter, I was thinking of buying a new machine. Just left the brand.
Ha 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 ha! Machine! Ma'am. That is small thinking. With all this mentorship you've been giving me. Ma'am. With all due respect, don't give me fish. Teach me how to fish, ma'am.
Hey, well, Dr. Wanyoka Nyoka. Imagine with my disability, still God gave me a disabled daughter with a desirable brain. Oh, I'm so blessed. Come on, Mama.
Yes.
Let's talk about disability and success. Don't let your disability discourage you. So, Mom.
Of course, ma'am. You are right. Now let me tell you what I want for my birthday. First, are you listening, ma'am?
I'm listening.
Right. I want us to expand our business and expand our reach to women with disabilities in business. And secondly, guess what? I want a new digital platform store that stores everything traditional. You know, omena, alia, kuku kienyeji, and chakmar ayuka. Guess what? Hey, I dream of millionaires online kienyeji store.
I see. Millionaire online Kenyan store.
Yes, ma'am.
And this will also help disabled women in business. Let's get to train them on digital marketing skills. And we can also order someone, even for those who don't know how to read and write, we can hire someone for them.
Yes, ma'am. Now you get it.
Same as when you survive who has smartphone for the older folks. You see, they play their children's daughters. See the photos.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mama.
I'm not alone. I'm working it on. I've decided to go to do business, create jobs, employ disabled women, and give solutions. I'm not alone. I'm working it on. I've decided to go to school, to do business, create jobs, employ disabled women, and give solutions.
Leo imekuwa tamu.
Moshene, acha ya madodo. Mimi naogopa kufanya kazi na madevo worshippers.
Na nini devil worshiper?
Sidora na mama yake ni wadosi. Mimi naogopa.
Na si uache kazi basi. Imagine we unaita watu walemavu na wadosi ati hawana pesa. Cheki kuna hii unacheki hii notion surrounding ati people with disability cannot achieve what disabled people can do. It's not true.
unajua kuna watu wenye disability wanafanya inawasaidia, alafu unapata chances ya kupata pesa.
Moshene, unamaanisha uamini au watu ni madevil worshippers? Walemavu wanamwaga huko kwa street wakiomba, na walemavu tuandika kazi mimi na wewe pamoja na wenzetu. Huoni tutasacrificewa au watu ni madevil worshippers? Mimi naogopa.
Hapana, namkataa. Unajua mimi masabu ile history yao watu. Imagine huyu mama alikuwa na disability. Na kutaka really keep from achieving her goals. And kuna time alianza kutembea kwa bank, after bank, akiomba pesa. But she kept receiving the same response. I will follow us. I will follow us. I will follow us. I will follow us. Access denied. Imagine, unakuwa wewe ni high risk borrower kwa sababu tu uko na disability. Wanaona wezilipa hiyo deni yao. But kuna organization kama Kefiado, unaona global labor program, alafu kuna women challenge to challenge. Zinapea watu support wenye wako na disability na wanataka kuacha biashara.
Hii Moshene, not possible. Niaje unasema madam millionaire alianza na kiberiti moja, mkate nusu, ati na soda. Na pesa imejaa hivyo Moshene. Siamini. Au watu ni madevil worshippers.
Unaona madam millionaire alifutwa kuandika proposal. Alafu akiunganisha proposal yake ilikuwa na contain wenye watu wa disability wenye movement yao ziko restricted wanaweza fanya kazi pale.
Yes, we celebrate Madame Millionaire Pesa. For proving that disability is not inability. For giving 5% and more of the employment in her company to women with disability. This award goes to the most the employer who has done the best, continue to create employment, has inclusion, and has embraced innovation. Round of applause one more time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we come to the end of our ceremony, shall we hear from the winner?
Asante sana. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. What I want to tell you is, when you feel like your odds are against you, I want you to know that it is possible to overcome, to succeed, to defy them. Oh. Thank you.
You won.
Thank you. I'm more excited. What I want to tell you is that when you feel like your odds are against you, do not feel bad. You can defy them. When you keep those small blows, you will. It will be an incredible feeling. Why let people start to stop you from succeeding? Go out there. Try to succeed. Live your life the way you want it. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something because you are disabled. Remember, you can succeed and achieve your dreams. Don't let anything hold you back.
I'm not alone. I'm quite digital. I've decided to go to school, to do business, create jobs, employ disabled women, and give solutions. I'm quite digital. I've decided to go to school, to do business, create jobs, employ disabled women, and give solutions. The potential of female entrepreneurs with disabilities in Kenya is undeniably high, and the implementation of a collaborative approach based on dialogue and understanding is key to the success of their business by implementing the right strategies to recruit, by providing comprehensive
support, introducing the necessary resources,
engaging, deploying business growth strategies,
and advocating for the presence of women with disabilities in the business environment.
We can ensure that our voices are heard and our potentials met. Through a combination of educational initiatives, mentorship schemes,
and stronger accountability systems,
we can create a platform for success and unlock our full potential despite these obstacles. I'm a woman disabled entrepreneur. My pronoun is she. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our entertainers. Makofi kwao. Makofi tena. Comrades, over the years as an institution, we've strived to invest in arts and sports, not just for entertainment, but as a medium to pass information, through which we have had quite a number of achievements. Negative narratives have been changed, transformative agendas have continued to be pushed, mindsets have been shifted, and this play right here has just reminded me that of the social behavior change communication plan that we're currently implementing as an addendum to Agenda Action Plan, which still resulted from the GESI analysis. We thank you so much, our entertainers, for this performance, and I hope you've learned a thing or two. Next on our program, we'll have remarks from the leadership of the different counties that are represented here. I'll call upon Lisa to invite some of our guests who are present today. As she comes, I'd like to acknowledge and appreciate the advisor to the Office of the Governor on Disability Issues, Honorable Caroline. Karibu sana. We are humbled by your presence. Feel at home. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you very much. Usually when we get to this other juncture, because now we are going to invite governments, we are going to be ensuring that we are following the protocol. So whilst we are going to follow the protocol, we want to observe the people who are from the different counties who are here. So we have Homa Bay County represented here. And then because Kisumu County is hosting, then Kisumu County is going to be able to speak. Waziri will be able to speak last as the host. So the different, we have Waziri Farida, who is also here from the tourism and trade, who will also be speaking just before Waziri Beatrice, so that then you can be able to observe the issues of protocol. So we shall start with the remarks from Homa Bay County.
so that then we are able to hear, because we have said that this program is being implemented in the different counties, and then we'll also have the Kisumu County Women's Rep Office being speaking after. So we can start with Homa Bay County.
Thank you very much. I'm Michael Omono from Homa Bay County, Department of Agriculture. I believe a number of other departments from Homa Bay were invited, and I can see one or two of us. Issa, may you allow me to just call upon my colleagues who are here so that we can introduce ourselves together. Okay. Is there anybody from Homa Bay? Okay, maybe just rise up and wave to the... Thank you very much. Homa Bay.
Introduce them. You can introduce them.
I can introduce them. Can you just, let you just come this side. Please, please, please. As they come, our sister, Madam Easter, we are very happy for you, for the great job that you have been doing around, and we are again very happy to be identified as a county of implementing your program. We are here and ready to work with you as a team from different departments. Kindly, may you just introduce yourself.
Good morning, protocol observed. My name is John Paul Gafon, the Director for Disability Services and Council from Africa.
All the protocol observed, good morning. Good morning once again. I'm Lucy Edward, the County Director of Social Services in charge of persons with disability and an advisor to the Governor on issues pertaining to disability. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning once again.
Thank you very much, Team Homa Bay. The other partners, KMET, Site Savers, our colleagues from County Government of Kisumu, our colleagues from Migori County. We are grateful and happy to be here and join our partners in launching of the Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Report. We are hoping that this report is going to be key in the way we are going to implement your programs now and later. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
Shangilia yawe tawale. One of the things we know is that if you don't celebrate yourself, no one does. So always start with acknowledging about what you bring into the space, and you're the ones who are going to ensure that this program works or not. So the next bit where we're going to look at is now, we are having the County Assembly of Kisumu, so the representative of the speaker. So the County Assembly of Kisumu, Mheshimiwa Nancy, please come.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning once again. I'm so much privileged to be here. To the Waziri, the county representative, the women rep office representative, and everyone. Good morning once again. I want to bring my acknowledgement club and the speaker. They were supposed to be here and they are unable to be here today, though we had already planned for this. I'm so much sorry for that. But I was so sure that I'm going to be my speaker, but unfortunately, they couldn't make it due to unavoidable circumstances. And so you just accept me as the speaker of today. Order. Are you getting it? Thank you so much. My name is Honorable Nancy Mataba Ochien, and I'm so grateful for Easter for me to be here today. Actually, I think Easter a long time ago, when I didn't have a story, and Easter told me to write my story by myself, and I did it, and I came to realize that I now have a story. And through Easter, I just want to say that actually, Easter and few female leaders in this county has made me who I am to be today. I just want to read my speech, a short one. I hope I won't bore you, but kindly just listen to me. Thanks to the convener of today's forum for the invite to the launch of the Gender Equality and Social Inclusion, that is GESI. As the chairperson of Gender in the Assembly, I'm committed in working tirelessly to ensure that gender issues more so on women are legislated and implemented. This will do in alliance with the concerned committee and the executive. On today's agenda, I commit to sensitize our women to enlist themselves with the Ministry of Gender and Procurement in ACPO or WACPO, so that they have equal opportunity in getting jobs to uplift their lives. As we are all aware, labor markets remain much less integrated internationally than the market for the goods and for the capital globalization. Together with the technology change, is effectively making labor market more integrated while contributing to labor churn and relative wages shift that challenges countries at all levels of technology, is eating our human resource. It was just recently that I saw a robot pick the work of a waiter, and was like, hey, the waiters who used to be working at the hotels, if they embrace this, then we won't have that waiters in the hotels. I do welcome the initiative by Coca-Cola Beverage Company and East Africa Green Company to work together in ensuring that our people, mainly the disabled, are employed or are in the chain of supply business. I support this and will work with the like-minded stakeholders like Kefiado to ensure that our people are empowered. If we are working together, that will make us understand each other and appreciate each other. Help each other, and may God bless you all. I talked about YAGPO and WAGPO. YAGPO means Youth Access to Government Opportunity. Thank you so much, Delcy. You muted it.
I haven't muted it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that I was talking about the YAGPO and WAGPO. Those who don't know about YAGPO, it is about youth access to government procurement opportunities. And WAGPO is women access to government procurement opportunity. I just want to say that this is an avenue that the disabled women has now to embrace. And through this, always women are so vulnerable. Women and girls are also vulnerable. But this now, we have a say on this. However much you might see as not disabled, but also me, I'm a caregiver of a disabled. And I know that one, my son is also disabled.
For Homa Bay County, Mojenda, karibu sana. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. And now we want to also look at welcoming the office of our county MP, the Women's Representative Office, which is also led by a stalwart woman who has also been part of leadership at different levels. So kindly come in terms of and give us your speech. Thank you very much. So when we look at it, we look at how then, in terms of the issues of engaging UNAGAF, the National Government's Affirmative Action Fund, how then we can be able to engage at different levels. Access to resources. And I trust that Jacqueline India will be able to also outline the work which the Women's Rep, Our Excellency Ruth Odinga, has been doing within Kisumu County with women with disability in trade and also in agriculture. Thank you very much.
To the CEC present, directors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Oh, is it afternoon? Oh, sorry, still morning. Good morning. My name is India Jacqueline, the NGAF chairperson, Kisumu County. I am here to represent the Kisumu County Woman Representative, Honorable Ruth Odinga. Due to unavoidable circumstances, she was not in a position to attend this great function. And I hope you have accepted her apology. Thank you. Allow me to invite other members from the Office of Woman Representative who accompanied me. Maybe they can also join me here to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth from the Office of the Woman Representative in Kisumu County. I'm in charge of communication.
Good afternoon, fellow PWDs. Are you happy to be here? Yes. What shows? Okay, I'm India Chola. I'm in the office of our beloved Mama, and I represent you guys. So any issue dealing with our disability, she's ready. Sawa sawa. Mkimuhitaji, mutampata. Si mniitikie? Asanteni.
I actually to the presenters, and one mentioned something to do with sex for fish, which actually captured my attention. It's very important to let you know that Honorable Ruth Odinga has actually empowered women in fish business by giving them grants, and actually this narrative of sex for fish has scaled down. She also organized for counseling sessions for the victims of sex for fish. One of the strategic plans in Honorable Ruth Odinga's strategic plan was actually on food security. Honorable Ruth Odinga has been empowering farmers she's been donating seedlings to farmers, and it's also important to know that she has also been empowering farmers by giving them grants. Recently, she donated solar fridges to fishmongers and also solar incubators to poultry farmers. So I'll encourage farmers who are here to kindly apply for those grants. Maybe some of you might not have known. So it's important to know what Honorable Ruth Odinga's office has been doing so that you apply for the grants. Kindly allow me to read Honorable Ruth Odinga's speech. Distinguished guests, honorable elected leaders present, members of the civil society, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great honor and pleasure to be part of the launch of gender equality and social inclusion in this great hall named after one of the women trailblazers, Mama Grace Onyango, which is no coincidence. I take great pride in the role women have played and continue to play in championing gender and social inclusion in all aspects of our society. The launch of this initiative is a key pointer to the need to have constructive engagements beyond the corridors of power in the achievement of gender equality and social inclusion goals. And particularly, pleased to note the role played by various non-state actors, including Site Saver International, Kenya Female Advisory Organization, and East African breweries, among the many partners who continue to be pace settlers in running projects that incorporate gender inclusivity. Ladies and gentlemen, our gender diversity should unite us and not divide us. We continue to witness discrimination and attention of people with disability within our society. PWs are unique individuals with a wealth of knowledge, skills, talents, interests, and experiences that add tremendous diversity, resourcefulness, and creativity energy to our society. As we all recall, my office had the pleasure of empowering over 20 groups of these special people through various projects, value addition grants, as well as financial proficiency and literacy training to equip them in finance, prudence, and sustainability. As enshrined in my strategic plan, under the social protection pillar, over 700 individuals from these special persons in our community are beneficiaries of my Nyakamami Care Healthcare Initiative, where my office pays for their health insurance cover through NHIF. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, these are great strides, but a lot more needs and remains to be done. As one philosopher once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. I stand before you here to promise you that I am ready and willing, through my office as your county woman member of parliament, to support my initiative that requires legislation, to support such initiative recommended by site savers, to further strengthen the value to society from this project. You have my unwavering support. This remains my Kisumu, your Kisumu, one Kisumu. May God bless Kenya. God bless women of this great county. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we wish to acknowledge the presence of the Lake Basin, the Lake Region Economic Bloc, and the Lake Basin Development Authority, who are also part of this particular process, because they cover this particular region, and their work, which is going to be in terms of the agricultural space, is going to be something which we are also going to tap into. So there are opportunities which are available for exploitation with different bodies at different levels within this particular region. And now we want to welcome Davis. Nowadays we call it NGC, but we used to know it as the National Gender and Equality Commission, but now NGC, to be able to give us remarks on what the issues as a commission who stands for the issues of gender equality and inclusion is. Thank you very much. Karibu, Davis. Shangilia kidogo.
And I almost asked DJ to play One Love. Huh? I can feel the love in the room. As so to our Ziri Frida, I've admired your journey. Chief of Party, Roslyn, the CEO, Kefiado, Madam Easter, and the CEO, Site Savers, Moses Chega, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, in the next few minutes, standing before you, I want to strive to shed a light on the linkage between research and public policy, especially on our journeys towards promoting and protecting gender equality. Ladies and gentlemen, National Gender and Equality Commission, we are delighted to join this journey and to join the launch. Allow me to applaud the great works Eastern and Site Savers have done, and also we thank you, Said, for funding the process. As I stand before you, I just want to emphasize that gender equality and social inclusion is a big deal for us as a country, is a big deal for us as an institution mandated to protect the sovereignty of the people, especially when it comes to creating equal opportunity and also eliminating all forms of discrimination. This is so dear to us, especially as a country when we consider the power relations which were demonstrated in the play we had and the speakers who have spoken before. The many diverse and rich social norms, including attitudes and beliefs, which are shaping and impacting of the opportunities, the rights and services, including the resources available to different social groups and the experiences of discrimination. Indeed, as a country, we've had several opportunities to explore emerging and old trends, especially in recognizing the many vulnerabilities and how they intersect and reinforce each other, thus impeding our dream as a country and our values, especially on gender equality, participation of women, persons with disability, and other marginalized groups. So despite us as a country upgrading our status, and we transition to a middle income country, 53%, allow me to use the round-off the CEO used, 6 out of 10 Kenyans are experiencing multi-dimensional poverty. And we appreciate what the project is doing. And this multi-dimensional poverty is shown by deprived of services, denial of rights, and also access to basic services. And the CEO is also right. 36% of Kenyans indeed are monetary poor. So any intervention trying to address this is highly appreciated and welcome, and we will assure you of our support. So women and girls, persons with disability, and those from what we call marginalized and minority communities and groups, including individuals, are the most at risk in terms of exclusion. We introduced a debate on mapping the marginalized and minority communities in the 47 counties. And at that time, almost all counties said that within our marginalized minority community does not exist in their counties. For example, Kisumu said Atuna. But again, when he did the mapping exercise, it revealed that in Kisumu here, quite a number of communities and groups are considered marginalized and minority. They are locked from benefiting from the opportunities we create in the county. And that we can attest that given opportunity, we can rise to the highest levels, as Madam CEO, CCM, Farid has shown. So gender equality goes beyond fairness, and it's an economic driver. So our call as a commission is that when women and men have equal opportunities, whether in education, whether in employment, whether in leadership, then we can harness the diverse talents and perspectives needed for sustainable development goals, as displayed by the organizers. So as a commission, we are proud not only as an oversight institution and also policing the government's commitments to GESI as contained in our constitution and the many, many policies and the legislative frameworks. We are also proud champion within the government to attaining gender equality and social inclusion in the country, and also at all levels. Again, also as a commission, we are aware and recognize that the cultural practices also play a significant role. So as we roll out the project, we want to assure you that we've put in the public domain a document titled Key Socializing Agents. How do we interact with the families, the schools, the community structures in promoting the project? As I said, allow me to applaud us as we embark on the many strategies I proposed in the report for gender equality and inclusion. We need to remember that it's not about favoring one group. I think that has been demonstrated with all the speakers. It's not about favoring one group over another, but instead it's about dismantling the barriers. Okay? Dismantling those barriers and creating a level playing field. And by doing so, we cultivate a society where everyone has a chance to contribute their skills and their ideas, fostering innovation and resilience. So as I conclude, let me reiterate. One, our commitment, and I'm almost tempted to say as a government, but our commitment to these principles to be reflected not only in policies, but in our daily actions, both for us as state agents and also the civil society, including the individual present here. So my call is that we need to challenge at all levels the stereotypes. In as much as possible, in all the spaces we have, promote equal opportunity and create spaces where diverse voices are heard and are valued. And together, we can build a Kenya that not only prosperous, but is also characterized by our national values of justice, equality, and inclusivity. Thank you all. May God bless us.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to also visit Honorable and invite Honorable Caroline Agwanda, who I have known for a long time, first as a trader, because in terms of the issues in terms of trade, she was a trader at the airport selling artifacts and also selling a lot of materials. I also know her as her name, fondly calling her Raguel. And Raguel has done a lot of work within Kenya and internationally on the work of ensuring the issues of disability inclusion. And currently, as she sits within Kisumu County as the advisor to the governor on the issues of disability, it is also important to look at the insights on what she learned also as the proposer of the Disability Act of Kisumu when she was an MCA, and currently now as the advisor to the governor on the issues of disability. A vast knowledge, a powerful woman. Karibu sana, Raguel.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think I'm short. So the guy, the mic.
I'm adjusting.
Yes. Thank you very much. My name is Caroline Agwanda. I work in the governor's office as his advisor. Hi, PWD's present. PWD's power. Okay, great. Allow me to thank the organizers of this great meeting. When they were starting, Rose came to my office with UDPK, and the journey started from there. It's great that we've reached this level. Congratulations, Site Savers, UDPK, and Easter. This is commendable. For County Government of Kisumu, His Excellency Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o is committed to ensure that rights of persons with disabilities is fully implemented as stated in the UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And that is what the county is working towards. All departments are working towards implementing SDGs as well as the CRPD, and that is in the County Integrated Development Plan. And the county is also working closely with organizations of persons with disabilities, whereby persons with disabilities are represented in different department committees from the village level, coming to the ward level. And the county is committed to ensure that persons with disabilities are empowered economically through Department of Trade, the Gender Department, and all other departments. The county is also moving forward to ensure that the county works towards having several documents. One included is the disability policy. Then there is an awareness book that will help the duty bearers to use the required language in regards to inclusion. So the government is committed to ensure that disability is included. So let's work together and make Kisumu a better place for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is also my pleasure when we are looking at the issues of trade and looking at access to spaces for trade and development to welcome my sister, Honorable Farida Ahmed Saleh, to be able to speak to us about, in terms of the issues of access to spaces for trade and development, because this particular program is actually looking at access to spaces for trade and how then trade policies within Kisumu County and other counties can be able to support the processes of development of persons with disability, not only in Kisumu City, for example, or in the town centers within the different counties, but at the other levels at the different spaces. Kindly, Farida.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Farida Salim, Waziri in charge of trade, cooperatives, industry, and marketing. Recently, before then, I still see you and many others referring to me as Waziri in charge of trade, tourism. Tourism is no longer with me. Kindly take note of that. Tourism, there was some restructuring that was done, and tourism now is with the Department of Sports. Sports, tourism, culture, gender and youth affairs. So where tourism was replaced by cooperatives. Kindly take note. So the correct name is trade, cooperatives, industry, and marketing. Now, I am in charge of that docket, and the main mandate of that docket is to, first of all, promote Kisumu as an investment hub. And also, we are tasked with a mandate of, giving the ease of doing business in Kisumu to our people. So we make the ease of doing business conducive for everybody, including our brothers and sisters who are abled differently. And before then, I was privileged to serve in the First County Assembly together with Honorable Caroline Agwanda, and that is where we started this journey. I was a very close friend to Honorable Caroline Agwanda, and we still remain best of friends. And I support her journey of ensuring that persons with disabilities concerns are taken care of in the government spaces. I thought my sister Caroline is doing a lot of work and she's alone and she needed company. Somebody who can also support her, strengthen her, and make her never get tired. That person is me, self-appointed. I decided I must hold my sister's hand and make sure that I am part and parcel of her journey. And I will be asking all of us, if all of us in our own small ways can support persons with disability, then I think Kisumu will be a much, much better place to be for everyone. And so I also want to appreciate my sister, Esther Achieng, a lady that I grew up with. Many years ago, our mothers were teachers and we were neighbors and we played together. We grew up together. I was introduced by the mother into leadership spaces, and after the demise of the late Dolphin Okech, Esther took over and Esther held my hands. So Honorable Nancy Matara, even me, I am a product of support from my sister Esther. And this is also a clear demonstration of what women leadership, when we hold one another's hands, what we are able to achieve. And so the journey continues. Site Saver, I got to know you guys in 2022 when you are launching this program that is meant to empower the women with disability retailers. In fact, I remember I attended that launch. And since that day, I have never looked back. I committed myself together with my team to see how the Department of Trade, Cooperatives, Industry and Marketing can also support persons with disability in trade. And as a department, I wish to, first of all, point out that we have engaged a lot with Site Savers and also Kefiado, and lined up on the issues that we are looking at and addressing seriously. First of all, has got to do with amending the legislations that are touching the welfare of markets, where we have Public Market and Stores Act and also Kisumu County Trade and Markets Bill that has not yet been enacted. But when I got an opportunity to read through, I realized these documents do not have disability inclusion. And so I am in touch with Site Savers on support to make sure that we amend the one that was enacted and the one that is yet to be enacted. We also do public engagement. And when I talk about public engagement, I'm talking about a targeted public engagement approach where we want to have a session with the cabinet, and then another one with the members of the county assembly, then another one with persons with disability in trade, then market management committees, because I realized that unless we include persons with disability in those spaces, and especially the market management committees, then we are still going to go round and round in circles. Markets are under my docket, and I am very keen. We have already started to also mainstreaming those committees to make sure that we have representation for persons with disability in the leadership of the markets. Then we are also looking at allocation of spaces for traders. I have had some bit of challenge, Bwana Director. I have had some bit of challenge, especially in the traders have challenges with licensing, kindly reach out to me and my team so that we can capture your challenges and ensure that they are sorted out. Then there is the bit of the Public Finance Act, Kisumu County Finance Act. Kindly. You see, some of these charges, actually not even some, all the charges that are levied on traders are captured in the Kisumu County Finance Act. Now, this is a document that keeps on going round for public participation. But I have realized again that if you miss out during that exercise, then some of those charges that you wish the government to address and you do not raise them during the public participation will just remain there. So take note of that. If you have issues that you want to be addressed within the Finance Act, and especially touching on trade where I am, my door is open. Come to the office, bring them, let us engage so that we can see how we can sort out or resolve any issues that you think are giving you difficulties in trade. The other thing that the department is currently doing, we launched an entrepreneurship clinic that is a platform that is supposed to, educate and also to empower traders with the expertise, skills that they require to better their trade. And so we identify topical issues. Like I remember the first one, we handled tax obligations, demystifying tax obligations, and there we engaged experts from Kenya Revenue Authority who came and educated the traders and demystified the myths surrounding tax obligation. Because tax obligation is for all of us. Now, I know there could be issues, many issues surrounding tax obligations that affect the operations of the persons with disability in trade. Make sure you come. Whenever we call for this, we do have this twice in a month, the entrepreneurship clinic. Please, we are always inviting everybody who wants to benefit from this kind of, public awareness and education. Feel free and engage. There is a lot to be of benefit to persons with disability. And again, we will incorporate in our panelists in the upcoming ones so that we make sure that we also have persons with disability also represented in the panelists so that we have a one-on-one. Hata nyinyi pia muone you are represented there na musikie pia mtu wenu anasemaje, si ndivyo? So that is something that we are committed to undertake as a department. We are going into the third session that is coming. We have not yet set the date, but definitely you will be able to know more and engage more. Then we are also in partnership with financial institutions. We are capacity building traders because we have a fund that we will be rolling out. It had a lot of legal implications, but we have managed to unpack all those legal implications. The legislative framework is now within the county assembly, and we have asked our honorable members to expedite so that we can enact it. Once the assembly approves the legislation, Kisumu County Enterprise Fund, then now we are going to get into the modalities of rolling out the fund. And I want to assure you, my dear sisters and brothers, that this fund, we are going to take care of you. Make sure, as we are undertaking the capacity building program, which is a requirement in preparation for uptake of this loan, make sure you also come. Give us your details. We want also to have a session, a specific session tailor-made for persons with disability in trade, so that you're also prepared to take this loan when we are launching. We do not want, when we are rolling out the fund, we are still battling with financial management issues. So that is ongoing. Some banks, financial institutions have joined us. The program is ongoing, and we are going to avail a session for persons with disability. Lastly, we also have a program called Plug Mtaani. Plug Mtaani is a national business competition, but we are also customizing it for Kisumu chapter, so that beyond the national business competition, we are going to keep it alive as a Kisumu County chapter, so that within Kisumu, this dream carries on beyond the national one which is ending in December. But for us as Kisumu, we are continuing. And when we asked for applications, I do not remember any person with disability giving us, participating. So I do not know where the problem is, because it was rolled out for everybody and information was cascaded out there. We even launched it officially. Honorable Waziri Beatrice was with me and the Deputy Governor when we launched it. And we asked, in that launch, we asked as many as, anybody who has a business idea to come out and give in the application, send the applications to us. But still the window is open, because for Kisumu chapter, I have said we are going beyond. So if you think it is a good idea, do you think it's a good idea? If you think it's a good idea, come, talk to us. We are here for you. 10th floor, that is where I'm based. Thank you so much.
As you can see, there are a lot of opportunities within the counties, and it is important for us also to look at how then at different levels we can also do the cross-learning at different levels. I'll be talking about the issues of protocol. There's a bit of protocol issues here. So one of the things which we're going to do is that our Waziri Gender from Homa Bay County has arrived, so that then if you could come and share a word. CCM Sarah Malit, she's in the room. Thank you very much for honoring this one, so that then we can be able to also hear about what we are also doing within the county, and how then we can also look at how to frame the issues of gender and disability. Karibu sana, and thank you for honoring our invite.
Thank you so much, Easter. The CEO, Kepeado, the CEO, Site Savers, invited guests. Good afternoon. My name is Malit Sarah. I'm the CCM in charge of gender, inclusivity, youth affairs, and social services. I think that is as it pertains to this meeting, but I'm also the CCM in charge of sports, talents development and culture in Homa Bay County. I'm greatly honored to be in this auspicious meeting today for the launch of the Gender Equality and Social Inclusivity or Social Inclusion Report. It's an issue that's affecting all our counties, and the earlier we tackle it, the better for our peaceful coexistence in our various communities. Homa Bay County is one county that has been hit in social issues in the past, and when you are greatly hit or greatly affected, you put more effort. And today I want to report to you that Homa Bay County has put effort to handle issues on social inclusion, issues affecting our elderly persons, issues affecting our persons with disabilities, issues affecting our women, our children. And I'm happy that reports indicate that our efforts are recognized. It is our dream as a county that by the end of our first tenure in office, because in Homa Bay we believe that we are going to be in office under the leadership of Her Excellency, the Governor Gladys Nyasuna Wanga, for 10 years. Thank you for that. And she has put great effort to ensure that issues on inclusion are handled well. I want to report, or I want to share with you just briefly the strategies that Homa Bay has put in place to make sure that our people are all included in our programs. As a department, we have in our CIDP programs to handle issues on inclusion. One, for persons with disability, we make sure that all programs in our county include our people with disability. I know seated amongst you are some of my staff, of our staff from Homa Bay County. And you will find in every cadre of leadership persons with disability. Lucy, is this true? She's walking there majestically. Yeah, so from the highest level of leadership in Homa Bay County, we've ensured that our persons with disability are included, and still we are fighting for more in any opportunity that might exist, or any chance for employment for our people with disability. We make sure that our people with disability are included, our youths and our women get a percentage that is legally accepted. We have placed a strategy to empower our persons with disability. We give them tools of trade yearly. Even this year, before the year ends, and I'll be distributing tools of trade to persons with disability. And amongst them include, like in my last distribution, we did car wash machines, we did saloon kits, we did sewing machines, we did carpentry toolboxes, and so many others. And our people really appreciated the effort. We also give mobility devices. We distributed mobility devices to our persons with disability, which included tricycles, we distributed wheelchairs, crutches, white sticks, we gave them spectacles, and we also distributed laptops. I think that was among us tools of trade. Our women are catered for in a program called Women Empowerment Plan. And this is a plan that will enable us to give grants to our women in businesses. That is an empowerment plan, and the department is in steps in developing a policy to enable us implement the same, because without a policy, we are not able to distribute the grants to our women. The same applies to our youth. We are developing a policy for youth empowerment, where we'll be giving them grants for business or rather for trade to empower our young ones. This is to tackle the issue of unemployment amongst our youth. Alongside that, we have programs on capacity building and empowerment through skills. We give them skills, we impart to them skills on business skills, we give them literacy skills, and we empower our girls as well, girls and boys. Here we're talking about inclusion, and therefore our boys should not be forgotten. Our governor have got two programs that are known for her. They are known as our own initiative. We just identify them with that. We call them the Governor's Mentorship Camps. The Governor's Mentorship Camps come annually, where we bring girls from various schools, we camp them, we bring trainers, people in leadership like you with skills to tell them just on basic life skills and how to protect themselves on issue development, and even to curb issues on SGBV as well. Homa Bay is known for SGBV, and generally the triple threat rates in Homa Bay is high, but I'm happy that we are handling that. The mentorship camps for girls is in May, Then we have a mentorship camp for boys in January, where we also meet the boys and handle issues on boys. We can't have a community where girls are empowered and boys are not. That would mean that very soon our ladies will not be having people to marry them, or rather will not be having families. But that was not the topic for the day. So on inclusion, I try as the person in charge of the department to ensure that all other departments, as they carry out their duties, include our people in their programs. On our plans for our buildings, we ensure that accessibility to all our offices is done, and to all public offices. In fact, Homa Bay is one place where you come and you'll get persons with disability have been allocated land to build an office to handle issues on people with disability. A land entitled to them. Yes. And very soon we are going to have the BQs done and a structural plan. We want to build for them an office and people who can handle their issues situated in those offices. Alongside that, we are developing a toll-free line. In fact, we are going to launch it when we'll be launching the 16 days of gender activism on 26. And this we are doing with our partners. A toll-free line where our people can just call on social issues, any social issue. And we refer them to relevant offices for assistance. Homa Bay County has also developed hope centers. We call them hope centers, but some people call them safe spaces, where cases of SGBV are handled. We have 2 safe spaces in Homa Bay where gender-based violence cases are handled. We can host them there. And our persons with disability are not left behind. I think they are most vulnerable, and we're receiving more cases from their side. But Homa Bay is catering for that. We hold them there as we try to reconcile them back to their families or create a safer space away from the hope centers. So there are several strategies that all of us can put in place to ensure inclusion in our communities for a better society tomorrow. Just as our sister said, that there are several small things we can do at individual levels. Very small things that sometimes we underrate, but they're the things that make meaning to life. Yeah, just at your personal level, you can treat a child with disability, even through provision of educational support, even through provision of clothing. So without waiting even for the government to formulate policies that might take time sometimes to develop, come out with strategies. Let us strategize as a community from the household levels, from the village levels, on how we handle issues on social inclusion. These are short-term, but they have got great impact to the lives of so many who are very vulnerable in our communities. They say a brick laid on top of the other led to the building of cities. And therefore, I'm very happy that all of us are coming together at individual level. I know because of the interest you're having for inclusion in our programs and projects in our societies, that is why you're here. So that personal drive, if put into action, will give us great results. I want to say I'm greatly humbled once again, and Homa Bay County is helping us fight, and the region, the LREB region, will only realize positive impact if we work as a team and as a people. And therefore, I want to challenge us today. Take individual initiative to ensure there is inclusion in our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Waziri. It's now my pleasure to invite Mheshimiwa Honorable Beatrice, who I've known for a while, since she was a person who is as a youth. So in terms of the issues of leadership building, it's also interesting to see where, when people invest in leadership, where the leadership investment can end. And it's a pleasure to have you as our CCM, who is sitting here and also coming here now to represent the governor of Kisumu County, but on the issues of gender, and how then what you have done from the time you were an MCA, and now as a CCM gender, and what it means if we invest in young people at their different levels, and how they can rise, but ensure that the investment in the issues of policy can also be done. Karibu Waziri.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon once more.
Good afternoon.
I'm so privileged to be here today, and I want to appreciate Easter for recognizing my office and also for recognizing the office of the governor and doing a special invite to His Excellency the Governor. Just to mention something small that Easter has talked about. I'm so happy to see Owaga here. It has been a journey. There was a program, of course I can recognize the 20 by 5 by Coca-Cola. By then it was being implemented by World Vision in Kisumu County, the Yes Youth Can program. So my leadership started there, in the Yes Youth Can program. So as Easter has mentioned, it is not something that started yesterday, but it started some years back. And I think at that time, at one point, I even did some interview in Kefiad offices. There was an advert. So I really thank God, and I really appreciate the growth that I've had during this period. Again, I was privileged also to be nominated in the Second Assembly, Kisumu County Assembly. And I'm also happy to mention here that I also served in the same assembly as the chairperson of the Women Caucus, where Honorable Nancy is now chairing. I also got the privilege to chair there for 5 years. So indeed, it is a privilege. And at times I normally say leadership is a call. Yes. So, 3 issues. 1, allow me to appreciate the partners who have worked on this report that we want to launch today, Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Report. The reason why I want to appreciate them, we all know, and especially for those who come from Kisumu, at one point Kisumu County developed a policy, the gender mainstreaming policy. If you look at the policy keenly, it measures on issues inclusion. But we try to implement the policy, but there are a lot of such challenges. With the reports, we'll be able to push for us to have the gender bill so that we have a strategy on how to implement the policy. I want to say as a county, of course, we really appreciate His Excellency the Governor, because in terms of inclusion for the 2/3 gender, if you look at our cabinet, we are meeting the 2/3. At least we have 4 women and 6 men. Can we clap for our governor? It is a privilege. I want to say, you know, we even have counties where you only get 3 women. It is very rare to get 4 women in a cabinet and 6 men. I believe if our governor was to be given a 3rd term, we will be 5-5. So it is the constitution that dictates that he does 10 years, but we really appreciate him. Number 2, as a department, we tried to implement the policy by ensuring that we have focal persons from each and every department. The reason why I want to mention something about this is for purposes of us knowing as a department. When you talk about the 30%, you talk about employment opportunities within the department. You talk about any activity that the department does. As a department, it is our responsibility to get a report in terms of, do they have people with disability doing business in each and every department? Are they meeting women doing business in those departments? So this committee should be meeting on a quarterly basis, just for us to know, under education, under trade, under finance, do we have the 30% for women, youth, and people with disability? And I want to say, I know my direct agenda is in charge of the same, and the committee is having a quarterly meeting where we get these reports from each and every department, including what my colleague for trade said. It is upon us to look into, in terms of the business opportunities that we have, the business spaces that we have, are we meeting the 30% for women, youth, and people with disability? And I really appreciate the department for the great initiative, and I believe in our next meeting, we'll have the report meeting the 30% for the women, youth, and people with disability. Number two, I also want to say that as a county, I've realized two things. We have our Department of Education. When they issue bursaries, like the last bursary that was issued, I realized there was inclusion in terms of getting the bursaries. We all know the county issue bursaries, and as a county, our governor has always allocated money for the same, and I'm so happy that there is inclusion in the same. Even if you go to our vocational training centers, we'll be able to realize that Kisumu County may not be doing 100%, but we are doing our level best, and I believe with the partnership of the partners like FIADO, we'll be able to put our heads together and ensure that we better what we've done and do our best to the people of Kisumu County. And of course, I'm so happy my colleague from Homa Bay is here. We'll now capture it at Lake Region Economic Block, so that we, at least we ensure everything we do, there is that inclusion in it. Finally, I also wanted to mention something that was mentioned on Kefiado supporting arts and sport. I think I'm a witness to that. At one time, I was privileged to watch a tournament at Akado Vocational Training Center. My department is supposed to ensure that we nurture the talent, we identify the talent, nurture the talent, and develop the talent. But we cannot do it ourselves. We must do it in partnership with other organizations. And as we do this, we also observe the people with disability to ensure they also do their activities, they also showcase their talents. And I want to report here that we are privileged as a county that in December, Kisumu County is hosting volleyball, and it will be done here at Mama Grace Onyango Hall. We've always supported the team. We supported them last year. They went to Kisumu. This year we are hosting here in Kisumu County. And we really appreciate our team, and we assure them of our support as a department. I had a speech. If you allow me, let me just read the speech, even though I've spoken some words out of it. But for the purposes of His Excellency who was supposed to be here, kindly allow me to go through the speech. The Executive Director, Kenya Female Advisory Organization, that is Kefiado, Ms. Easter Acheng. The development partners, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once more. I am delighted to join you here this morning as we launch the Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Analysis Report. I bring you warm greetings from our Governor, His Excellency Professor Peter Nyang'nyong'o, who ought to have been here but had another assignment in Nairobi, and therefore kindly receive his greetings. I wish to commend the Kenya Female Advisory Organization for its commitment to addressing issues affecting women in this region. In its existing it is exciting to note that Kefiado, with the support of Site Savers, international and consortium partners, is implementing a global labor program, Inclusive Futures, funded by USAID as the gender lead partner in charge of mainstreaming, gender and social inclusion program implementation. And I think I mentioned at one time I was a beneficiary of this. I remember I was given a fridge and some 5 crates of soda. So I want to assure you that this program can take you from one level to the next level. I believe those who whom we were with during the GESI camp, majority of them benefited from the same program. So, Easter, I assure you, and we must believe will be on board. It is important that evidence generated by the program will be used to demonstrate to industries and governments how focus on the inclusion of people with disabilities strengthens labor rights for everyone. The program has a particular interest on women involvement in labor movement. Thus, in 2021, Kenya Female Advisory Organization commissioned a gender and social inclusion analysis in year 1, Global Labor Program implementation. Findings from this analysis are launched today and are very interesting, and we are here to see and to do transformative on the initiatives. We are happy that Kisumu County was part of this research, also done in Homa Bay and Migori. We have noted with great concern one of the findings which reveals that women in the sorghum and retail value chain still face many obstacles due to their low status in the society. These women, the report reveals lack of access to critical resources like land. Of course, we heard about challenges of women having difficulties in owning the title deeds, but we believe through this report we'll be able to do something about it and we can have a say about it. They are reportedly not allowed to participate in the decision-making process and have uneven gender roles and responsibilities. Further, it is alleged that only 65% of women in the sampled counties are in leadership positions, 72 face discrimination and risk gender-based violence at workplace and even in their homes. 47% face cultural myths and misconceptions about disability, discrimination based on gender, age, disability status, and unequal remuneration benefits, with the majority of those affected being within the sorghum value chain. Ladies and gentlemen, this finding paints a great picture of gender, equality, and inclusivity. I would like to appeal to stakeholders in the gender equality campaign to take this matter very seriously. We should analyze these results and prescribe interventions as immediate as possible. I have noted the proposal from the report and promised to brief the governor. Of course, I know I'll see the report and I'll be able to brief the governor on which areas the county government can identify for urgent implementation and interventions. Kisumu is one of the few counties which has won accolades for its inclusivity in employment and other activities, and I believe all of us can attest to that with the works that our disability advisor to the governor has done within Kisumu County and in Kenya and in the world. Congratulations, my sister. You've made Kisumu County shine in terms of inclusivity. We recently won an award from the National Gender Equality Commission as a county in terms of promoting the interest of groups with special interest. And the award came because of my sister, who is the disability advisor to the governor. I want to thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you for coming here today. And I want to also let you know that tomorrow Kisumu County is launching the 16 days activism against gender-based violence in Nyando sub-county. It is a journey of 16 days. Kindly, wherever you are, remember to talk about the threat, the 333 threat in the community. We know our girls are home, our boys are home, everybody's home. The only better thing that we can do is proper sensitization. Talk to them, encourage them, and let them know the community belongs to all of us. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. It is good to see how there's commitment across board from government at different levels, and that means that our work is not in vain, and the issues which have come out from this report will actually be implemented because all hands are on deck. And we are coming to the end of this particular launch. As we're coming to the end of this launch, we're going to be doing a group photo over here for the, Farida is telling me something for the dignitaries here. But then there's no launch without at least a bit of some cake, right? So there's a bit of some cake as we're going to launch the book. We cannot do this without launching the book. So we are getting the cake to come. Lucy, if you can help us get the cake here, so that then we have a space here to do the cake, and then we do the launch, so that then we can start saying that we are continuing to implement, because part of this work is to ensure that the social behavior change strategy, which the gender action plan, which has been elicited from this report, will be implementing, will be a critical thing to do at different levels. And we also want to thank all along, we have had people on the online team. They have been following this particular team, and we thank the support from the online team, also from Site Savers, and also from those ones who registered to attend through the webinar. So it is also important that we are sharing this space at different levels. And on this special occasion, I think we should also just thank ourselves for being part of the team and being present to do a lot of stuff together. Are we able to thank ourselves for being present? Yes. How do we want to thank ourselves for being present? We are trying to get this table. Okay, it is out. So that then we are able to do the launch of the book. So we will request Moses, our Waziri from Homa Bay, and Waziri Beatrice to come to engage. Ragwell, I want to see how you will be able to come, please. Farida.
Rose.
Yes. Rose, please come. Nancy, presenting the speaker. Please come and attend so that we can from that other end. Ellen, Jackie from the Women's Health Office. Davis from NGC.
Good afternoon once more. I forgot something that may be very important to all of us. I came here with my director, Gender Culture. Kindly just stand up and wave. She's Director Nancy Wasama. So if you don't see me in terms of issues gender, kindly get hold of her. Thank you.
And we have the National Council of Persons with Disability Representation here. Please come. Yes. We are looking at inclusive, the issue of inclusive future. So when we're looking at inclusion, we're looking at also the evergreen, looking at what the growth. So when you look at the representation of the green within the particular space, we're looking at nurturing. So we nurture, and also we look at the color. You look at the color, it also shows that you can only nurture where there is peace and tranquility. So we're going to be ensuring that as we do our work at different levels, we are able to engage on the same. As we cut the cake, right, we should be able to look at how then was it. have to be compromised. Be innovative. You are looking at that cake. You are looking at the issue of partners with disability also included here.
For our online team, many thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. We are very grateful that you were able to bear with us despite the technical glitches. As we cut this cake, we'd like to bid you farewell and wish you the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
So we launched the book, we launched the publication, and we know that it is something which you're going to implement because there's commitment from other counties. They know how to do it. You shake it and let it go. It creates a deep sound, you know how to do it. You shake it then, us, your time, it is not taken for granted. And we look forward to ensuring that we implement whatever it is that has come out of the GESI and to ensure that financing framework is the same from our side as implementing partners, but also from the government. Is also going to be implemented at different levels. Asanteni sana, can we relate for just 1 minute and then we say, Erokamano, and then go. Ululating is not required. We started with a word of prayer, but then we want to take a picture. Have we taken the pictures? And then we take the pictures. And then we want a group photo for here. Take the photographer.
For the media team, please stand by because we'll be having interviews once we're done with this. Fellow guests, we'll provide pieces of cake to your tables. We have those of us who have come as far from Homa Bay. Our travel expenses will be reimbursed electronically. Hopefully by tomorrow you should have received an M-Pesa. So please ensure that the number you provided, haina fuliza. Disclaimer, everyone will get their transport reimbursement, not only those who have come from far. Sorry, I should have said